Our existing maps were largely inconsistent, especially when it came to some of our underground infrastructure like valves and water mains. Some of the underground assets were marked several feet off from their actual location. Hydrants, valves, water main, it was all over the board. And it made it really tough for our field crews when they're out there doing, emergency digs or water shutoffs for customers. And for the customer, that meant slower service or delays in service, right? We led a project which we called the GPS system survey. Really, that project was aimed at improving the overall accuracy of our water distribution system. So what we did back in 2021, we reached out to the wonderful team at Cloudpoint to help us conduct what we considered a comprehensive GPS survey. We were able to publish a feature service to ArcGIS Online, and then using that data, we were able to publish a map that Tyler was able to use in field maps that fed that data back in real time back into ArcGIS Online.
I would say 90% of the project was the R2 that we used and Esri's field maps. So connecting those two, that application with the Trimble R2. And then the last phase, we had both the R2 and the DA2 active as we had a few more crew members out with me for that phase 4.
And then from there, I mean, as far as the setup and field maps, Tyler, it's pretty straightforward, right? We publish out the web map. We set up I think what are called the Esri collaboration group with the Cloudpoint team. And so we're able to serve up content in ArcGIS Online that Tyler and his team back at Cloudpoint are able to access securely. Everything was in real time being edited in ArcGIS Online, which was basically a hosted feature service that was linked to our database. So as soon as Tyler would make an edit, it was committed to the database. So what he was doing in the field, Preston and I were able to see both from ArcGIS Online and also through ArcGIS Pro and our database connections. And then that was really important for our water distribution staff as well because they could see like instant progress. So it was a very collaborative effort. CloudPoint obviously was our primary partner as far as the field collection, working with someone that understands the needs of local government and utilities. They really brought in kind of the technical know-how and the speed to get this done quickly, which was a huge thing for us. We just didn't really have the internal resources to be able to pull everyone away on this project. So that's why we split it into a 4-phase thing, which was manageable for I think for all of our teams, right? But I think in terms of collaboration, it really was like a team effort between our field crew's expertise, CloudPoint's expertise, and also our knowledge in the back office. So honestly, for us, it's been a huge win across the board. We now not only have like survey grade accuracy with our GIS data, our crews are able to find what they're looking for in the field faster and with much less digging. And ultimately, that really means less disruption during repairs and better service to our customers. Another success for us is our Julie locates. They're more accurate too because we're putting marks on the ground where they actually belong now, not just relying on best guesses using, a combination of staff knowledge and construction plans. The survey was really like a turning point for us organizationally and with our GIS program. It didn't just fix the data, but it kind of restored everybody's faith and trust in our maps. So our staff rely on it now, and it's become more ingrained as an operational tool where it's just part of their everyday workflow now. And so that was one huge win for us was really seeing staff like understand the value of having the accurate data and how it would make their jobs easier in the future. I mean, the big selling point for us with this, like I said, we were in the process of implementing an asset management system. So we decided to move forward with Cityworks. I was a fan of having the GIS data kind of be the master source for asset management, right? We're storing locations about our assets. It's pretty critical to have that tied into our GIS. We didn't want to start our asset management program with all of this dirty data, right? So we wanted to start with clean data, knowing where all of our valves are, our hydrants, our water main as best as we can, and then kind of, using that to be the kind of the sole source of truth for assets in our system. So I feel like not only did this accomplish like correcting the GPS data and the GIS data, but it really did help kind of put together those field workflows, right? To give us a way to like carry this on in the future. An effective GIS is only as good as its most recent updates. And so as new assets are coming into the system, we're installing a new curb box or, we're putting in a new valve. the field crews are now equipped to collect that data themselves and kind of keep the torch going. And like I said, when we do emergency digs or locates down, we're actually digging up water main. We're making sure that staff are going back with either one of the DA2s or Preston's going out with his R2 unit to adjust, fine tune those points that Tyler collected for us. And so every time a field person makes a change to the map, that's instantly reflected in the database as well.